Coming up tonight on YCN News. If approved by both chambers of the New Hampshire legislature, New Hampshire could be on the way to joining the 5 other New England states without a death penalty. New Hampshire state and local police are investigating a fatal car crash in Chesterfield. And a petition is circulating in Vernon, Vermont to restore funding for the town's police department. For more news, weather, and sports, it's time for YCN, your local view.
Now, your daily digest of the Dartmouth Lake Sunapee region, southern Vermont, and Windsor County. News, sports, weather, and all that is happening in our area. The news on YCN, your local view.
Good evening, and welcome to this Thursday edition of YCN News. I'm Rose Spillman. If approved by both chambers of the New Hampshire legislature, New Hampshire could be on the way to joining the 5 other New England states without a death penalty. Today, the state's House of Representatives voted 225 to 104 in favor of repealing the death penalty, New Hampshire Public Radio reports. Hampton legislator and Democrat Rennie Cushing introduced the bill earlier this year. Lawmakers from the left and right supported the bill. One supporter is Republican lawmaker Mark Warden of Manchester. Warden says because humans are not infallible, that lawmakers should remove the ultimate power of the state to decide who lives and who dies. Even so, the democratically controlled House voted against an amendment that would have spared the life of inmate Michael Addison. Addison is the only person on the state's death row. He was convicted of killing Manchester police officer Michael Briggs in 2006. Governor Maggie Hassan supports repealing the death penalty. Now, the bill to repeal New Hampshire's death penalty goes to the state Senate, where Republicans are in the majority. According to website deathpenaltyinfo.org, Maine abolished its death penalty in 1887, followed by Vermont in 1964. Massachusetts and Rhode Island did so in 1984 and Connecticut in 2012. Connecticut's repeal of its death penalty is not retroactive, which means the 11 people on death row remain now in prison. New Hampshire state and local police are investigating a fatal car crash in Chesterfield, New Hampshire. Around 9:51 p.m. Wednesday, first responders from Henseth and Chesterfield responded to the reported crash on Route 9. The crash involved a jackknifed tractor-trailer with one person possibly trapped under the tractor-trailer, say police. The investigation revealed the tractor-trailer driver, a 53-year-old Massachusetts man, died at the scene. Police have not released the driver's name pending family notification. It is believed that the 2000 Peterbilt tractor with an attached Monarch van trailer that he drove westbound on Route 9 began to slide due to Wednesday night's icy road conditions. The trailer jackknifed and slid off the westbound lane and into a snow-covered embankment. Police say it appears the driver tried to exit the truck via the driver's side door at some point during the collision from the road into the snowbank. After the tractor-trailer hit the snowbank, the vehicle came to rest on the westbound shoulder of the road, with the tractor portion facing east and the trailer portion facing northwest. Chesterfield fire and police officers tried to free the Penn driver but could not. The driver succumbed to his injuries. He was pronounced dead at the scene. The cause of the collision remains under investigation. Anyone with information relevant to the crash is urged to call Trooper Rich Camacho at 603-358-3333. In other police news, a petition is circulating in Vernon, Vermont to restore funding for the town's police department. Vernon is home to Vermont Yankee, the town's largest taxpayer and mightily sized local employer. Vermont Yankee is scheduled to close at the end of this year. It may be this anxiety among residents that prompted them to hold back spending on many issues during the March 4th town meeting. So much so that Vernon's town meeting went on for 3 days. The petition calls for a special town meeting for the town's registered voters to reconsider the police department budget. The town's select board, Vermont Public Radio reports, budgeted about $300,000 for the police budget. Yet a motion from the floor on March 5th instead asked for $40,000 to be spent not on Vernon's department, but with the Windham County Sheriff's Office or Vermont State Police. Vernon resident Mike Ball drafted the circulating petition, VPR reports. Meanwhile, a special town meeting will need to be held at some point for the town's school budget. Town meeting voters did not pass the school's budget. When YCN News returns, we'll continue with more news.
The YCN News continues in a moment.
The good folks at H.R. Clough and Kearsarge Heating Oils want you to know that their philosophy is simple. Wow 'em with our service. Fuel delivery when you need it and how you want it. Prepay or a 10-month budget plan puts you in control and provides automatic delivery. Or just call when you're at a quarter of a tank. Pay cash and get an additional 10 cents per gallon off.
Wow 'em with service. It's the H.R. Clough and Kearsarge Heating Oils way of doing business.
For fun, food, fashion, and après entertainment, the new experience at Stratton Village is part of a $7 million investment. Outfit your adventure with the latest from Burton, the North Face, Dashing Bear, or First Run. Fuel your days and nights with great food and drink from Fire Tower Restaurant and Tavern, Stratton Mountain Market and Deli, Mulligan's, or the Sushi Bar. Make any occasion special with a visit to Von Bargain's Fine Jewelry, pampering at the Stratton Day Spa. Make our home yours and see yourself slopeside. Welcome to Stratton Village.
Welcome back to YCN News. I'm Rose Spillman. Continuing with more New Hampshire town election results, Newbury elected Jennifer Goen as treasurer. She received 11 write-in votes. Daniel Wold was elected as trustee of trust funds with 13 write-in votes. In New London, Brackett Sheffey was elected moderator with 494 votes. On the school board, Carter Bascom was elected with 487 votes. And the Municipal Budget Committee elected Richard G. Anderson with 482 votes. All 3 citizens elected ran unopposed. New London is scheduled to hold its town meeting on May 14th. YCN will keep you updated with more news as the date approaches. If you're looking to get a break from this extra cold and snowy winter, head to the 36th Annual Home Life Expo in Hanover. We'll be there too, the YCN team of anchors, producers, and editors. Exhibits to boost your spirits and remind you and your family of warmer days to come will be on display. The expo begins Friday at the Leverone Fieldhouse at Dartmouth College in Hanover, New Hampshire. Friday's hours are 2 to 8 p.m. The expo continues from 10 to 8 p.m. on Saturday and 10 to 3 p.m. on Sunday. For ticket information, go online to homelifeexpo.com. The expo is sponsored by the Hanover and Lebanon Chambers of Commerce.
The YCN News continues in a moment. YCN is now better to see with HD TV, over the air and on cable with 2 HD channels and online. In addition to our TDS 13 and Comcast 20 and 21, you can also find us at Comcast HD 712 and HD 713. Our award-winning local programs are all in high definition, complemented by our 4 program networks: Outside Television, Retro TV, Tough TV, and PBJ. YCN is your local view.
Welcome to the Lake Sunapee Region VNA and Hospice Healthcare Minute. A minute of time, a lifetime of help.
Have the symptoms of your illness progressed? The Lake Sunapee Region VNA and Hospice can help. Have you been told there isn't anything more that can be done for you? Has your pain level increased or become difficult to control? Are you having more difficulty breathing? Have you been hospitalized or needing to make more frequent trips to the hospital or doctor? Are current treatments no longer effective? Would you like to be more comfortable at home and make fewer visits to the doctor or hospital?
To learn more, please visit www.wehaveanswers.info or call 603-526-4077 and ask for our service coordinator. Lake Sunapee Region VNA and Hospice, where healthy minutes add up to healthy lives.
Welcome back to YCN News. I'm Rose Spillman. Now Matt McDonald will have a look at our weather for the next 5 days, and he'll take a look at some local high school sports.
Thanks, Rose. Tomorrow we're expecting highs in the 30s with a low of 27 degrees. Saturday we'll have a high of 44 with lows in the upper teens. Sunday and Monday we'll have highs in the mid to upper 20s with lows down to 2 degrees, so be prepared to dress warm. Tuesday will be sunny with a high of 34 and lows in the teens. And now let's look at the northeastern and national radar maps. Now let's look at our community calendar. Tomorrow night in Brattleboro, the Hooker Dunham Theater and Gallery will be playing the film GMO OMG by Ben & Jerry's, starting at 7 p.m. On Saturday, Brattleboro Winter's Farmers Market will take place at 10 a.m. at the Robert H. Gibson River Garden. In Hanover, New Hampshire, the Hop will be showing a performance by the City Center Ballet at 11 a.m. Saturday morning. Remember, you can submit local events from your community by sending them to news@ycnnow.com.
Hey, it's Hallie O'Brien here at Jay Peak in northern Vermont, home to some of the East Coast's most challenging terrain, and the tree skiing and riding is amazing. By the way, they've gotten dumped on this year, nearly 20 feet year to date, and March is pretty good to them too. So if you're looking for some skiing and riding in April, you know, under the sun, that whole spring skiing vibe, Jay Peak's got you covered.
This big March snowstorm delivers powder skiing and riding so we could take care of unfinished business at the slopes for weeks to come. Mount Sunapee's Dummy Big Air Contest is a crowd pleaser. Dummy skiers and snowboarders are launched off a huge ramp with prizes for Best Design, Biggest Air, and Best Crash. Whaleback wraps up this weekend with their deepest snow of the whole winter and a beach party Sunday.
Jay Peak is a different place, from lodging to water park, but also most snow in eastern North America.
Whoa. We get to go outside and make turns, some of the best terrain on the East Coast, some of the best tree skiing and riding on the East Coast.
And the snow is insane here.
The trees, they're amazing.
And we're gonna go there?
I'll take you there right now.
All right, let's go.
The reggae and hip-hop sounds of Modest Yahoo come to Okemo this Saturday with a huge outdoor concert. There's also a barbecue and a beer garden, too. 24 Hours of Stratton starts noon on Saturday and finishes up noon Sunday. It's a marathon ski and ride fest with food, live music, and skiing under the lights and fireworks. It all raises money for underprivileged children.
Head over to snowcountry.com for more information. And happy St. Patrick's Day, by the way. I'm gonna go find my pot of gold. It's at Apres. See you next time.
Now let's take a look at some games coming up tomorrow. The Boys Basketball Division II tournament is happening tomorrow. It's the very important Lebanon vs. Portsmouth game taking place at Exeter High School at 5:30 p.m. Be sure to cheer on your team. Sunapee is playing its finals game against Epping this Saturday at noon at Plymouth State University. They defeated Derryfield on Monday. There is also a unified basketball tournament with Stevens taking on Nashua South. The location is still to be determined, but the game will begin at 5 p.m. With some tournaments ended and more finals yet to come, it's been an exciting week in high school sports.